What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, this will be probably one of my most important videos on this channel. And I really mean that. I mean, I'm actually myself, I will probably go back and re-listen to this video for the things that I'm about to say because this video is just it's just so important. I wish I listened to a video like this when I was 21, 20, 23, even like 24, 25. I wish that someone had the courage to tell me the real truth in my early 20s, my late teens. But back in those days, it was only grifters and dating coaches and pickup artists who were just trying to sell you a course. But there was no one really telling the truth, you know. But so this video is going to be very important. Watch this entire video. Do not skip any part of this video. Every single word will be intentionally crafted for the purpose of knowledge and wisdom and saving young men misery in their futures. Those of you who watch this video and think I mean give up as in give up in life and literally like give up and don't do anything, if you think I mean that, you are a fucking moron. You are a fool. If you think, oh, he's just a doomer, he just says give up on life. No, you dumb fuck. You dumbass. That's not what I mean. You must have the IQ level of a brain dead hamster if you think I just mean give up on life and give up and just do nothing. That is not what I mean, you dumbass. And again, I want to, say that I am not an incel. For people who are new to this channel, I am not an incel. I am 31 years old and I've had decent success in dating. And the videos that I make are just the conclusions that life have served me. I didn't pick this. I didn't make this shit up. This is the conclusions that I have been served through life, through experience, not just like, I'm not some 19-year-old who has no experience and I'm just regurgitating some shit that I read or heard. This is stuff that I've been given by life. I've been served the truth by life. People in the comments will comment and say, shoot, man, shoot, I just self-improved and I'm getting it now, man. I'm getting it. And the funny thing is with comments like this is that, see, you never know. You can't see the results. You never know what this guy's talking about. You can't see what getting it actually looks like. Usually many dudes who talk about, oh, I'm 5'6", I just self-improved, and now I'm getting it. Usually these dudes, trust me, these dudes are smashing overweight fat women or they're dumpster diving to hell and back. Dudes be out here smashing chicks that look like Lizzo and then talking about some self-improvement. Get the fuck out of here. People who just assume, oh, he just can't pull, People who assume those things have no clue. People who've been on my channel since day one or been on my channel for a while, you guys know the truth. I used to show receipts. I used to show stuff. I don't do none of that crap anymore, but I used to show receipts and all this crap. So guys know that, like, I'm not an incel. I'm not just some doomer who's a loser. I'm very successful in my life. So the things that I talk about are coming from a good place, a valid place. They're not coming from a place of anger, bitterness, they're coming from a place of validity through life. But in life, guys, it is an important skill to know how to analyze things and know when it's time to call it quits on something. We've been programmed by movies and especially like, the black community, keep persevering, just work hard. You can make it too, bro. Just get to the gym, just put on muscle. We've been led to believe that if we just persevere and keep working hard, then things will work out for us, And to some extent, this is true in certain areas of life, like if you're in college and you're trying to graduate, it is going to be a grind, right? There's a grind to the finish line. But in the grand scheme of things, life as a whole doesn't work this way. In the movies, the heroes always come out on top. The underdog always rises up in the movies. And this message gets reinforced by society at large. And but they don't teach us, they don't teach young men, they don't teach us as kids to how to know when to cut your losses. In life, you must know how to analyze a certain situation and realize that there is more to lose than there is to gain. And that's what it comes down to, especially when it comes to dating for most men. See, it's not about lowering your standards or none of that crap. You just have to accept that the chips are stacked against you to a degree, and that most women are looks oriented, and it's about attraction, and they'll never care to admit that fact, you know? And if the chips are always stacked against you, why would you continue to obsess over something that actively makes your life and well-being worse? Why would you obsess over that? It actually is insanity. You know, standards are rising faster than a Stacy swipes left on a oofy doofy. You know, hypergamy is off the charts. Hoflation is going crazy, and it's not slowing down. You know, you got guys willing to do the most. They're willing to simp and go to different levels of simping to secure a relationship and beg for a relationship. You have NBA players simping hard for girls on IG. You got celebrities who are simping hard for average women, for just basic women who would be an average guy's looks match. You know, you got influencers and TikTok stars who girls are stalking on social media. It's off the chain. You have the unreasonable high demands for what people want in a partner. Many people, you know, many women oftentimes just act like they deserve you automatically, you know, and you can see it and you can feel it in a woman's attitude, the entitlement. You know, a lot of women just feel entitled to you and your time and you just because she exists and you are lucky to be hanging out with her. And this is how women treat you, you know, especially if you're a black male. If you're a black male, women automatically assume they deserve you and act entitled to you. And many women are just a pain. And I don't want to make this video is not about bashing women. You know, guys, we don't bash women on the channel, but we do talk about the truth. And many women are just a pain in the ass to deal with and just difficult people overall, you know, all while bringing little to the table themselves, but expecting the most from you. And this is why I don't see a point in relationships in today's world. How in the hell could a relationship make your life better when most women don't try and bring any value or real, you know, just real value to your life whatsoever beyond just sex? What's the point for women who don't even truly value? Dating in today's world is like pulling teeth, you know? And see, most women, guys, date or want to date or try to date at least 2 notches up above their own value and level. But the problem is that, see, most women just assume that they're sevens. This is the problem. The problem is that women, by social media, brainwashing, all these things, just assume that they're 7 just because. And in reality, she's really probably like a 4 or a 5. And that's not an insult, but it's just true. And that's at best. So most women, if you actually think about it, most women are actually trying to date 4 notches above their own levels. And this is one of the main issues with dating today. And again, I'm not just blaming women for everything, because there's other factors at play. There's a lot of other factors, and it's not just all women. You know, I'm not going to blame women for everything, but this is something that I've seen over and over and over and over, you know. And see, guys, you have to come to realize that in dating, most of your actions are in vain. You know, most of the things that you think matter don't matter at all, or if it does matter, it's only marginally. You know, bro, just keep trying, keep improving, bro, and just, you know, just bust your ass, slave away, and improve, and you know, everything will just work out, bro. The thing is, you know, you can bust your ass and slave away and improve everything, and guess what? It still won't matter that much, because see, most of your dating options have already been somewhat predetermined. And I'll talk about this more and later on in this video. I'll talk about what this means, but just hold on to that point for a second. But, you know, especially like as a black man, the black community is some of the most delusional people on planet Earth. You know, and that's probably another video I'll make about that. But, you know, the black community is run by completely delusional thinking. You know, shoot, You just need to get your mouthpiece, bro. Get your mouthpiece together. Shoot, bro. You need to get your pimping up. You know, you got to get your Mac on, bro. You got to get your Macking on and get your pimping up. This is the kind of lies that just been spreaded from generation to generation. You know, Macking, pimping, game. It's always black dudes talking about bullshit like this, you know, but that's another video. But here's the thing, you know, if you aren't being lusted after and sought after by women, and women are actively seeking you out to pursue you, if that's not happening, it's kind of GG. You know, you're probably not going to get the results you want in terms of dating. You know, women actively seek out and pursue the desirable male, the woman that the men that women or any said woman finds desirable. Now, I'm not saying it's as simple as just, you know, just be a Chad or a Tyrone if you have a square jawline. No, it's attraction is deeper than that. But the reality is that when a woman or women in general find a man desirable, she will pursue and seek you out. You know, a lot of women will literally kind of stalk you down. You know, they'll find a way. They'll find any way to make it happen. You know, and I've seen women do all types of shit to get with the male that she desires. You know, and if you're not getting this, it's essentially over for you. You know, and you just have to accept that you're not that guy. At least not in the West or the U.S. Maybe you could get your passport. I'm not saying those things don't work. There are loopholes and ways around it, but you know, a lot of your efforts, the things that guys think matter in dating, actually don't matter that much. You know. See, a lot of you guys are still young and you don't understand yet a lot of the things I talk about. You know, what many of you guys are chasing, I've already done. And many of us, us older guys have already done, you know. Many of us have already been through the dating ringer, you know. So a lot of you guys probably can't relate. You like, oh, he's just coping, bro. A lot of young guys are just simply concerned with just trying to stick their human part, their piece of flesh, into another human and getting validation. That's what most young guys are concerned with. They're just concerned with the acquisition of validation. But that's only half the battle. That's literally like 1/3 of the battle. But, you know, a lot of young guys are still hopeful and they think about, you know, getting a girlfriend and having romance and all of that stupid crap. But see, I am your future. I am your future speaking to you. You know, for most of you young guys, I'm your future. I am your future self talking to you right now. You know, many young guys have not been through the dating ringer. And a lot of guys are just begging. They're just begging for a ticket to the show, you know. And, you know, many of you guys, whatever you're trying to do, chances are I've already tried it. This is how I can speak, how I speak. Again, I am your future self. You know, if someone had only told me these things when I was in my early 20s or my late teens, but, you know, when you see the truth of nature over and over again, all throughout life, it just hits your core. It hits you different. And when I say give up, what I mean is to stop trying. Give up trying so hard. Stop trying so damn hard. Check out. Stop chasing and seeking validation in women because it's all in vain. You know, start actually looking at the hours, minutes, seconds, and days. Most of your action and things you do when it comes to dating are a total waste of time. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that's cope, bro. We're made to reproduce. We were put on this earth to reproduce." And if you believe that, you are a dumbass and you are actually coping. You are telling yourself that lie to justify your stupid choice to continue to pursue something that continuously makes your life worse and makes your well-being worse. You are the one coping if you believe that lie. You know, a lot of people, their only concern is to justify their own choices. That's really their own choice. That's really all they're trying to do is rationalize their own choices and decisions. But, you know, all of your actions, you know, when it comes to dating are mostly in vain. And again, I'm not saying to not get a haircut. I'm not saying that to be fat and let yourself go, or I'm not saying to not, you know, do a little bit of looks maxing, you know, get your hair cut, maybe you grow facial hair, skin care, all those things, go to the gym a little bit, be relatively lean, don't be super fat, like just basic shit. But see, all that stuff, you know, it helps, but most of it has already been decided for you. Most of it is in vain. Obsessing over looks maxing is mostly in vain because, see, most of it will come down to your bones and things you cannot change. You know, guys are like, "Ooh, maybe if I wear a certain watch, bro, or, you know, maybe if I brush my teeth, Maybe if I start to the right instead of starting to the left, maybe that would do it, bro. Or maybe if I just adopt a magical, abundant mindset, bro. You'll be amazed at the heights people will climb to remain stuck in delusion from embracing uncomfortable truth. See, most of your dating results have already been predetermined, And what I mean by this is that, see, who is attracted to you and who you attract is already predetermined. Your genetic makeup will attract a certain group or a certain set of females. And this could be a variety of women, but it's a subset of women who would find you attractive. And anybody who knows anything about calculus will understand what I'm saying, unless you're a dumbass. But even if that's only a small subset of the population, it's still already determined who will be attracted to you. What I mean by it is that, see, if you had some superhuman who could take your genetics, your entire history, your brain chemistry, and let's say they take another person, a woman, they would be able to accurately determine if that person would be attracted to you based off that data set. We're talking about a vast data set that's incomprehensible to the human mind, but if you were able to calculate that, you would be able to determine if someone would find another person attractive by probability. And this is what I mean by predetermined in bones. If you were to take this same person who is attracted to you and take another person and give them the entire history, genetics, brain, their experiences, memories, subconscious, and you were to give that to another girl, then that girl will also probably be. This is what I mean by the results are already predetermined. There's nothing you can do to make a woman attracted to you. It's already determined if any said woman would find you attractive, at least initially. I'm saying, in a relationship, that's kind of different as you go down. Let's say if you get into a relationship, whether things work out 3 or 4 years from now, it's not as simple as, just be attracted to me, right? It's more complex. Reality is that, women just aren't that into most men generally, unless she's really attracted to you. And you might say, Jack, well, isn't that obvious? Duh, no shit. But guys still live in denial of this fundamental fact. You would think people just know this, right? But people don't. People don't live their lives. If women were interested or more interested, she would be pursuing you, or at least pursuing as equal or the same amount as you. For the vast majority of the guys, they just don't want to accept the truth, and they tend to let their egos get the best of them. The ego of a man has usually costs him so much wasted time, effort, and money, and heartache and pain and misery and a decline in mental well-being from ego. Real clarity comes from understanding and the realization that the situation is not going in your favor. Why would you continue to do something that continually giving you only marginal gains and not even close to the effort you put in? Why would you continue to do that like a fool? Why would you continue to do this action? This is why dudes are so desperate. Most guys are still living in a state of denial and not accepting reality for what it is. When you realize this, you got to take your mental energy, your resources, and everything else and focus elsewhere. Most men have a lack of being able to dissect things and break it down to its root. Most men aren't operating under the fundamental truths of life, and this is why giving up, and not in a vindictive way, like we're going to get back on these females, we're going to give up. No. Giving up is your best weapon because it takes back the most valuable thing you have in life. And that is your peace of mind, your sanity, your time, your emotions, the energy that you've been using up mentally and psychologically, and all of the drainage and waste that's gone into an endeavor that is just not set up in your favor. Why continue to invest in something that's a detriment to your own well-being? And when I say giving up, I mean giving up in the sense that if a woman is not actively pursuing you, then it's GG, my guy. Giving up the pursuit. A lot of guys talk about, oh, I love the chase. And if you love the chase, you're nothing but a fool and a moron. Giving up implies that letting things happen organically. And if it doesn't happen, then you accept that fate too. Full acceptance of your fate. And here's the thing though, a lot of guys just talk about, oh, I just want to get a girlfriend, and here's the thing, even if you do get a girlfriend, in most cases, it's still doomed for the most part, unless it's a woman who truly and genuinely cares and values you. If that's not the case, it's already doomed. And relationships with a woman who doesn't truly value you is a nightmare. You will have to give up so much of your own happiness and peace to keep her happy, to keep her happy for settling with an oofy doofy like you, or let's say an oofy goofy like you. You will need to remind her every day of why it was worth it. And she will constantly know she could have done better than you. And every day your face will remind her of that fact. And at some point, she will even begin to resent you, and you will end up posting on Reddit trying to ask for help from strangers. And this is the fate of the average guy who is begging for an opportunity just to have a girlfriend. Why are you begging for a burden? The fantasy is always better than reality unless you truly find a unicorn or a high quality woman who truly desires and values you. Then it's GG. Getting into a relationship or getting a girlfriend is not going to save you. A lot of guys are obsessing over self-improvement, thinking it's because they aren't using the right words or something they can do. See, reality shows you the truth about where you stand. Majority of men are actually more delusional than women are. Most guys who are stuck in the self-improvement and willpower frame of thinking, they think they can just improve enough, thinking putting in large amounts of effort is going to get them somewhere. You know, guys trying to become, guys will try to become high value to tick all the boxes by becoming the perfect high value man that self-improvement gurus and dating coaches have told them. And dating, you don't need to be perfect. Even if you don't have all the boxes ticked, as long as a woman finds you desirable in her type and you're passing a threshold, she will make special accommodations for you. You don't need to tick all of the boxes. But see, many of the dating coaches and self-improvement gurus, they preach and tell men they should become what women want them to be. Oh, the female gaze, bro. You got to morph yourself to the female gaze. I actually disagree. If you're an attractive male and women desire you, that's all there is to it. You don't need to female gaze max. A lot of guys are trying to look like Ken Barbie dolls. They're trying so hard and they just look goofy because it's clear you're trying to overcompensate because you actually don't have the base looks level. So it's clear you're overcompensating. You're trying too hard to be attractive. You know, these dating coaches are trying to make you force and mold and adopt yourself and adjust for the craziness of the dating market, no matter the cost. you know, Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, he kind of started the whole high value movement. And, I did like Kevin Samuels because I always felt that he was a genuine guy. And the thing I liked about Kevin Samuels is that he wasn't afraid to be who he was. Here you have a black man who's not hyper masculine or he didn't fit stereotypes, but people often called him gay or they called him this or that. And, I could actually relate to Kevin Samuels because Kevin Samuels wasn't afraid to be who he is. And I did like that about Kevin Samuels. But Kevin Samuels was a grifter at the end of the day. And, essentially Kevin Samuels was telling dudes to become high value, and he was trying to plant seeds of reality into the modern woman and let them know about their own hypocrisy and delusionals. But see, Kevin Samuels didn't realize that there's no going back. There's no going back to the traditional family of a high value man who provides fully for the woman, who loves and respects her man because of that. Women are making and doing their own things. So now it's coming down to purely genetics. There is no more cope. The Kevin Samuels method was destined to fail. Kevin Samuels, it sounded good on paper, but there's no going back. Why? Because nature. Kevin Samuels was mostly preaching false copes. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to make something of yourself and to build a decent life. But if you do it with any expectations of getting the girls in 2024, you are a delusional fool. Men can no longer hide behind the artificial environment that was originally created by capitalism, that if a man works for corporations, and that, you know, if he would just work hard, then he would pretty much be guaranteed a decent life with a lovely wife and a home and a decent life. That artificial environment was killed by the feminist movement that now provides equal rights for women, you know. And I don't disagree with that. I do think women should have equal opportunities. You know, I believe women should be allowed the same opportunities as a man, but that doesn't negate the fact that there are consequences for that change. Everything is cause and effect. When you change the parameters, you change the game. But, you know, I encourage you guys to stop trying to give up. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be a Ken Barbie doll. If you have the base looks levels, you really don't need to do obsessing over looks maxing. Obsessing over looks maxing just implies that you don't really have, you're just not that guy. It just implies that you're just not that guy, and trying too hard will get you nowhere. You know, stop trying to be perfect. You know, it's not your job to try and fix dating. It's not your job to try to make up for the state of dating by learning manipulation tactics. Just improve, bro. Women don't care much about looks, bro. That's just men. And people still believe this, guys. I know it sounds obvious to a lot of us, but people still believe that. But see, for every lie and false cope you live by, there's a bigger, far harsher price to pay. No matter what you do, you will probably still be deemed not good enough by the same women you are trying to be the perfect guy for. You're better off truly figuring out how you truly want to live and what you truly want to do, rather than based on some fantasy of being the perfect male. You're just wasting your time. You're wasting your time trying to tick all the boxes. You're better off ticking your own boxes. Stop obsessing over things like self-improvement and looks maxing. Most of these things are only marginal gains, like I've said already. And instead focus on the area that will make the biggest difference in your life, not for women. And that biggest area is usually money. See, in life, money is everything. And I don't mean being a millionaire and, you know, but I'm saying making enough money where you can truly live a great life and comfortable life, no matter what happens with dating. You know, money is everything. Money is the key to your future. See, people will tell you, oh, bro, you know, life is about family. You know, life is about family and relationships and all that crap. But see, the only thing that truly matters in life when it's all said and done is money, you know. See, when your wallet is fat and you got money, many of your problems begin to magically disappear. When you have money, you can kind of make shit happen. You know, money is the only thing that truly and objectively improves your life by the more effort you put in. Everything else is a detriment. You know, everything else is marginal gains and a point of just, you know, of diminishing returns. But see, many people in society like to cope and tell themselves, oh, it's not about the money, bro. But this is a huge lie in cope. And you won't realize this until later on in life. And by then, maybe, just maybe, it'll be too late. You know, but Jack, it's about people remembering you and having an impact. Brother, if you still believe that lie, you are truly clueless and lost about life. See, either way, you will be forgotten. Forget about having an impact. Forget about trying to make your life count for something. You know, being successful to a certain degree in life largely relies on luck. I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy or that you don't need luck. For a lot of times in life, you do need luck. For many people, they're just going to be losers no matter what they do. Some people are destined to fail in life, but give up all hope. Give up all false hope. Abandon all hope. Because hope is toxic. Hope keeps you prisoner. Hope keeps you hanging on to a carrot, that hanging on to hope keeps you chasing something that you were never going to get anyway in the first place. So give up all hope. Give up the chase. Give up the pursuit. Make peace with your fate. Make peace with life.